Good morning, boys and girls! What happened to Miss S? I'm just kidding. My face doesn't really look like that. You were probably thinking, whoa, what happened to Miss S? Well, I am so happy to be talking to you through YouTube. I know that we're not face to face, but I can just feel you watching and I feel like we're together for this video, okay? So I am going to be doing a reading lesson with you on this video today. We're going to have lots of reading lessons and lots of math lessons, but today is the first one, so I'm really excited. We are going to learn and talk about the beginning, middle, and end of stories. Now, during the school year, we talked a lot about how we can retell a story to someone by using the beginning, middle, and end. And that's what we're going to do. Miss S is going to read you a book off of Epic Books. This is something that you can do too. You have access to Epic Books. Miss S is going to read a story, and then I'm going to show you how to retell by using the beginning, middle, and end. And after I finish, you are going to get to go and find a book on Raz Kids or on Epic Books or around your house, and you are going to retell someone at your house that story that you picked out by using the beginning, middle, and end. So let's get on with the video. Amigos, Friends Forever, Stories and Pictures by Walco. Boys and girls, I want to point out this word amigos is the Spanish word for friends. So just like I've taught you some Italian words, now you know a Spanish word, amigos. All right, here we go. One day, Pedro was feeling cooped up at home, so he went out into the great wide world. He wanted to experience something new, wanted to smell new aromas, hear new sounds, and learn new things. He sniffed a bit here and sniffed a bit there and was feeling good. Soon, Pedro came to a street. Caramba! A car nearby ran him over. Careful, muchacho, someone shouted. Don't you have any eyes in your head? Uh-oh. Of course I do, Pedro cried back. I just can't see anything with them. That's because Pedro had been blind since birth. My name is Pedro. And you are? He asked. Hola, my name is Rosalie, and I am pleased to meet you, said Rosalie, coming slowly out from behind the bush. So, this doggy right here is Pedro. And where's Rosalie? Where do we see Rosalie? Yep, she's right here. And what did we just learn about Pedro? He's blind. Very good. You have a beautiful voice, said Pedro. What are you waiting for over here? I want to cross the street just like you. I want to head out into the world, said Rosalie. So Pedro said, you have a beautiful voice. Why do you think Pedro is talking about her voice and not maybe her hat or her fur? Think about it. What did we just learn about Pedro? He is blind. So boys and girls, if you don't know what blind means, it means that you cannot see. So Pedro is talking about things that he likes about Rosalie that maybe he doesn't need his eyes for. He's talking about things that he can use other senses with, maybe his hearing, his smelling, his touching. But with my lame leg, I'm too slow and could easily be run over. So Rosalie has a bad leg. Is it that dangerous? Asked Pedro. Hey, muchacho, you sure ask a lot of questions, exclaimed Rosalie. Listen carefully. So Rosalie described the big, heavy buses, the fast cars, and all the other vehicles that thundered along the road there. Pedro could hear everything, of course, but he just couldn't see it. Caramba, he cried. Never in his life had someone taught him so many important things. And Rosalie's voice was so enchanting. Boys and girls, enchanting. That was one of our vocabulary words during school. What does enchanting mean? What does that mean? Magical? Yes, very good. Rosalie thought talking to Pedro was nice too, since Pedro was very good at listening. Never before had she met such an attentive listener. Why do you think Pedro's a good listener? Probably because he's blind, boys and girls. Good job. Finally, Rosalie said, I think this is as far as I can go, but you have fast legs, so I'll keep an eye out for you and give you a sign when you can cross the street safely. Caramba, that's really nice of you, Rosalie, said Pedro, but let's think of a way for us both to get to the other side. And he lay down in the grass to think. Rosalie did the same thing. They thought and thought the entire afternoon. Pedro and Rosalie weren't exactly quick thinkers. Does it look like they're thinking, or what are they doing? Looks like they're sleeping. But just as the sun started to set, Pedro made a sudden leap into the air. He had the perfect idea. I've got it, Rosalie, he cried loudly. Huh? Rosalie asked, startled. You'll be our eyes, and I'll run for us, Pedro laughed. Huh? Rosalie asked again. She was worried that Pedro had suddenly lost his mind. Are you all right, muchacho? She asked. Sí, señorita, said Pedro, which means something like, yes, little miss. So boys and girls, sí, señorita in Spanish means yes, little miss. Then he lifted Rosalie onto his broad shoulders in a flash. The idea was quite simple. Rosalie looked left and right, and then left and right again. And when the road was clear, she called out, Rapido, muchacho! Then Pedro galloped as fast as he could straight across the road, and in no time at all, they had safely reached the other side. You know, that's just how things are with good ideas. The good ones are always the simplest. Now their path to the wide open world was clear again, and it was time to say goodbye. It has been a great pleasure for me, dear Rosalie, said Pedro. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully we'll meet again. Hasta la vista. And Rosalie said, it was very nice to meet you. Hasta la vista, and take good care of yourself, amigo. Amigo means friend, and so they hugged each other tightly goodbye as friends do. It's very nice. Then they each went on their way, just as they had planned. But when they had gone just a few steps, they suddenly both felt strange. Pedro already missed Rosalie, and all at once Rosalie thought life was terribly lonely without Pedro. So Rosalie called out to Pedro, Amigo, why don't we travel the world together? Then we won't be alone. From then on, Rosalie and Pedro traveled the world together for the rest of their lives. Nothing could stop them because they were friends and they stuck together like glue. Rosalie's eyes saw for them both, and Pedro's fast legs carried them wherever they wanted to go, every single day. Hasta la vista, amigos. The end. All right, boys and girls, I hope that you liked that story. I thought it was a really nice story about friendship. And I think all of us could think of a person that is our friend from school. Can you think of a person at school that you miss and that is your friend? You know who I miss at school? I miss Miss Williams. Miss Williams is my friend, and I don't get to see her now. But we still talk sometimes, so that's nice. All right, boys and girls. So now that you've thought of your friend, I want you to pretend like you are going to retell this story to your friend. And we're going to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end. What happened in the beginning of the story, boys and girls? What happened? What do we see happening here at the beginning of the story? What happened to Pedro? Yes, he got hit by a car. Why did he get hit by a car? What did we learn about him? Why did he get hit by a car, boys and girls? Yes, because he's blind. Very good. And who did he meet in the beginning of the story? Who's this? Who's this girl? Rosalie, good. So, somebody tell me, shout it out. What happened in the beginning of the story? In the beginning of the story, Pedro got hit by a car because he is blind. And he met Rosalie. Now that we know what happened in the beginning, do we just skip to the end? Do we just forget about the middle? No, because remember, stories without a beginning, middle, and end, they wouldn't make sense. We wouldn't know what happened. So let's think about the middle. What happened in the middle of the story? So what are Pedro and Rosalie doing now? What happened in the middle? What's happening? What are they doing? What are they trying to do together? What are they trying to do together? Yes, boys and girls, they're trying to cross the road. They're trying to cross the road together. And what are they doing right here? They're thinking about how they can cross the road. And who comes up with the idea? Pedro does, yes. So, boys and girls, what happened in the middle of the story? What happened? What did they do? Very good. Rosalie and Pedro wanted to cross the road together, so they had to come up with an idea to cross the road. Were they successful? Did they cross the road? Yes, they did. Boys and girls, does our story stop there? Did we just stop right there? We're never going to know what happens? No, we have to have an end because endings are so important. They wrap it all up. They bring it all together to let us know what happened. So, what happened at the end of this story, boys and girls? Think, what was the ending? What did Rosalie and Pedro do together? What is this picture telling us happened at the end of the story? Yes, they were going their own way. They crossed the road and they're going their own way. But then what happens? They realize they want to travel together. So what do? Very good, boys and girls. So at the end of this story, what happened? Rosalie and Pedro decided to travel the world together. Very, very good. You guys are so smart. I just know it. I know that you just did such a good job retelling that story using the beginning, middle, and end. So what we just did together, you're going to do on your own now. So I want you, like I said in the beginning of the video, to get on Raz Kids or get on Epic Books. Or you can find a book around your house if you'd like. And I want you to read that story with an adult, okay? I want you to read that story. And then I want you to retell using the beginning, the middle, and the end. Figure out what happened in your story. And if you would like, parents, you can send me a video or a picture of your child as they're reading their story and telling the beginning, the middle, and the end. And you can send it to me on Class Dojo. Alrighty, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this first reading mini lesson, and happy reading to you the rest of the day. I hope that you go and do what I have asked of you, and make sure you do your movement activities and also your project. It's about community helpers. And then make sure you do some independent reading. All right, bye boys and girls. I miss you.